Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. I'm Brent Apperson.
I'm Jeremy Scheib. Good morning.
Welcome aboard, everybody. Oh, baby, it's cold outside.
It was nasty out this morning.
20 is what it's showing now.
20 degrees.
20 degrees and winds, 25 miles an hour? 15 to 25, maybe some higher gusts.
Yep.
So the forecast, if you read it today, says brisk.
I'd say that's a good descriptor.
They are saying it could get up to 40 for the high. And I know the forecast that we were reading this morning said winds might diminish a little bit this afternoon down to 10 to 15. So
I'm okay with the game that I'm going to cover tonight starting at 5 p.m. rather than when the sun goes down at 7. I think that'll make a big difference. Maybe. I mean, cold is cold, but a little bit of sunlight helps.
Yeah, a big day for football, of course. You've got all classes now across the state of Nebraska into the playoffs. And, man, what great area representation we have in the playoffs today. We got a few area teams that are going to be making long road trips today. And Summermyrna going out to Johnson Brock, Twin Loup headed to Binkelman, Mullen on the road at Wynot. So safe travels, folks, as you make those trips. And then we've got teams like Sandhills, Thetford, South Loup, SEM, and, of course, Broken Bow playing at home today in the playoffs. So wonderful area representation this far into the playoffs, and we wish all of our area teams the best. Of course, so we'll remind you of our broadcasting for football today. As Jeremy mentioned, we'll have South Loup against Lawrence Nelson. Jeremy and Larry will call that one for you from Callaway today. Kickoff for it is 5 o'clock, and it will be on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. And then Kurt Crawley will join me, and we'll be up at Mark Russell Field tonight here in Broken Bow as the Indians will welcome in Douglas County West. So we'll have that for you on KCNI Radio 96.3 FM and KCNI1280.com. Kickoff for the Broken Bow game, 7 o'clock tonight. Since we're talking about sports, let's kind of share with you our plan for tomorrow. It's a big day for volleyball in the state of Nebraska, as high school district volleyball finals will be played tomorrow. And here's what we are going to do. SEM is going to play Nebraska Christian in the D17 district championship tomorrow afternoon in Sumner. Match time is 2 o'clock, so we're going to plan to broadcast that for you on KCNI, 1280 AM and 96.3 FM. KCNI1280.com. So that'll be on KCNI. And then Jeremy and Larry are going to go to Greeley for us, and they're going to cover Central Valley against Sandhills Thetford in the D28 District Championship tomorrow. Match time is 5:30. Now, here's what we're doing with Sandhills Thetford and Central Valley. We're going to do a live video stream of that you can watch on sandhillsexpress.com, on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and YouTube channel. Again, match time at 5:30, so the whole match will be on our live video stream. Larry's going to provide the play-by-play, so you'll have full play-by-play of it. You'll be able to watch and listen to it. And as you know, tomorrow Nebraska plays Purdue in football. KBBN, of course, will be broadcasting Nebraska-Purdue football for you with kickoff at 2:30. Now, with the match at 5:30, this is our plan at the moment. When Nebraska and Purdue are done with the game, our plan is to break out of Husker football and bring you bonus radio coverage of the Sandhills Thetford Central Valley match. That's our plan. The one thing we do know is the whole thing's going to be on the live video stream. And then depending on how Purdue and Nebraska play out and when they finish, we'll try to bring you some bonus radio coverage, which you can hear on KBBN 95.3 FM. Now, we all know what the weather forecast is saying tomorrow, so we're hoping that Mother Nature doesn't change any of those plans, but you never know what can happen. But that's the plan for right now as we try to cover as best we can our area volleyball teams that'll be playing in district finals. Big matches, of course. If you win tomorrow, you move on to the state tournament next week in Lincoln.
Yes, you do. And should be a fun day. We'll kind of cruise around, and as we were talking this morning, it feels like it's just kind of a busy culmination to a week this time of year again, as it always is.
Yes, it's been, for you and I, it's been a very busy 2.5 weeks with Dave gone. I think we're planning to get Dave back next week. I don't know, he's on strike. Who knows? But, we kind of feel like there's one more big hurdle to cross, and that'll be tomorrow. But it'll be exciting, and we look forward, of course, to bring you coverage of our area teams as they battle in the postseason. Hard to believe that we're coming to the end now of the fall sports season. Brent's got to get to work on his basketball and wrestling schedule.
I was going to say, basketball and wrestling are right around the corner.
They are right around the corner. So no time to rest, but that's okay. That's the way we like it, and it's always a privilege to cover our area sports teams here at KCNI KBBN Radio. All right, we got a big show planned today. Guests coming in. Jeremy is going to go out of the studio today. Something that we always love to do around the Halloween season is go give our dear friend Judy Wenquist a visit, because she puts together a Halloween spectacular for people to enjoy and look at, and Jeremy's going to go and visit with Judy to see what she has lined up this year.
Yep, and we'll find out the details on how you folks can go and see it in person as well. She puts together that Halloween display in her garage, and she's done that again this year and is inviting people out to come and see it when they're out doing some trick-or-treating.
All right. So let's get down to business, huh?
Okay.
All right, let's start with your menus today. We'll start at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow, where today, on Friday, October 27th, they're showing ham and beans, cottage cheese, fruit, and cornbread at the Prairie Pioneer Center. If you want to attend, they do ask that you call by 9 a.m. so that they can be prepared for you. That's the Prairie Pioneer Center. You can give them a call at 872-6121.
At Anselmo Myrna today, made fresh chicken burrito supreme, pepperoni pizza, an Uncrustable cheese and cracker platter, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
Ansley today showing meatballs on the lunch menu at Ansley.
Cozad showing your choice of cheese pizza, Parmesan chicken sandwich, peanut butter and jelly sandwich with yogurt and a turkey club sub. They also have vegetables, fruit, milk as well at Cozad.
Litchfield today showing tacos on the lunch menu at Litchfield.
At Loup City today, they're having nachos or a corn dog.
All right, Thetford Public Schools today showing barbecue meatballs, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, garlic toast, veggie and fruit bar and milk at Thetford today.
At Broken Bow today, no school.
All right. Gothenburg showing made fresh chicken burrito supreme, cottage cheese and fruit platter, and fresh baked Italian turkey sub. Some of your choices at Gothenburg today.
At St. Hills Dunning today, pizza, chips, and dessert.
SEM, Sumner Eddyville Miller, saying delivered pizza for the menu today.
Ooh, wow. No school today at Callaway.
All right, and at Sargent Public Schools, their lunch menu is showing a hot ham and cheese wrap today with taters, fruit cup, milk, and salad bar at Sargent.
And there's nothing listed for the day at all in Arnold. They might not have school either, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I think they're on break.
Okay.
I think, yep. All right, so there you go. Those are your school lunch menus. Let's play the game.
Let's do that. Halloween questions still coming your way. Oh, this is one of my favorite, the Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call?
Your question today, good for a free ticket for a regular 6-inch sandwich at Subway in Broken Bow. Here's your question. Where do the Ghostbusters set up their headquarters? Is it A, a gas station, B, a funeral home, C, a fire station, or D, at the library? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
I know. Am I eligible?
You're not. I'm sorry.
And I get the same response from you as I do from Dave. Phone line's open for you. Give us a call, 872-2801.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
Be ready to process that first steer of the season with a trip to AeroSeed. AeroSeed has everything you'll need from grinders and slicers to seasoning and casings to smokers, dehydrators, and packaging supplies. And the Masterbuilt Gravity Series Digital Charcoal Grill Plus Smoker that smokes, grills, bakes, sears, crisps, warms, barbecues, roasts, and braises will cook up some mighty fine grub. You can even control it from your phone. Stop in to see what's cooking at AeroSeed on North 10th Avenue, Broken Bow.
All right, Brent and Jeremy back with you in the studio. We have our contestant on the line. Good morning. Who are we talking to?
Shelby Peace.
Well, hi there. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, we're doing good. Here's Jeremy with your question.
All right, we're asking about where the Ghostbusters set up their headquarters. Was it at the gas station, a funeral home, a fire station, or a library?
The fire station.
That's right.
Yay! All right, who was your favorite Ghostbuster? Was it Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, or Harold Ramis?
It'd have to be Bill Murray, for
Bill
sure.
Murray. Yeah, I'm with you. Bill Murray was great in that. All right. Hey, thanks for calling in. We'll have your certificate out here at the radio station, so just come on out and see us when you can.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Yep, goodbye.
All right, there you go. Always good to get a winner on a Friday. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. And we're back on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. It's good to have you with us here on KCNI and KBBN Radio. And we have guests in the studio as we roll through this Friday morning together. Our friends from Nebraska State Bank and Trust are with us. Jessica and Maggie representing Nebraska State Bank here this morning. Ladies, good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Good. Are you staying warm? Man, it's cold out there this morning, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right. Well, I know Nebraska State Bank always has things going on. Where would you guys like to start? What topic would you like to visit with our listeners about first?
Well, it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, so we're kind of partnering with the ABA, and we're promoting the Banks Never Ask That campaign.
Oh, okay.
So really, we're looking out for scams and just kind of going to give you some helpful hints on how to avoid getting scammed.
This has really become a big part of the banking industry now, hasn't it? I mean, protection against things like this. Technology is great, but then there are those people who decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to take advantage of this technology and see if I can do something to take money away from people. And I'm sure that this is something that you guys are always trying to stay on top of, right?
We are, yes. Yeah. It's been crazy, the uptick in just phone calls of people who have been scammed or thought they might be scammed, and you know, a lot of it is the elderly, but it's not always the elderly. Mm-hmm. It's people our age that, you know, have had that happen to them as well, so...
And I'm sure that if you have a customer that is at all wary of something, you know, whether it be something they see online or a phone call they get, I'm guessing you guys are always welcome to take those phone calls and help them kind of sort through it, right?
Mm-hmm. Most certainly.
Yes.
Yeah. You mentioned that it's Banks Never Ask That. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. What are some things that banks never ask?
So we would never call you and ask you for your passwords, your usernames, anything like that. A lot of times, you know, if we're trying to verify you, we're going to ask you what your birthday is, maybe your social security number, what your address is on your account, what if you've had recent transactions, maybe what those would have been, if you've had any direct deposits or auto payments, stuff like that. We're not just going to come out and ask you, hey, what's your password? Would you log in here real quick?
A lot of these scammers try to, it seems to me, fear is something they love to use, isn't it? I mean, they'll come up with a scenario that says, hey, if you don't do this, then this is going to happen to you. Is that kind of what you guys have seen, the fear tactic sometimes that they use?
Oh, yes, definitely. There's been instances where people call in and they'll still have the other person on the line. And, you know, it's, so we really try to help them. They're asking us certain questions. Is this really you guys? You know, and no. I mean, they can pretend to be people from the bank, but, I mean, usually you know your local banks and who you speak with. So that's always a big red flag if they're trying to pretend to be somebody from your certain bank. So
I think the biggest thing on that too is if you do feel like you have a question that maybe, am I talking to my bank, hang up and call the number you have for your local bank. I mean, that's the most important thing. So many people are like, well, I really thought it was you. You know, I thought it was the bank. And if you have any question, just hang up, call your number that you have for the bank. Yeah. I think that's the safest.
And I would think too, if you are at all apprehensive, don't answer the question, right?
Correct.
I mean, it's always better to not answer than to answer.
Yes.
Would that be right?
Yes.
Right, yes. And don't ever really let anybody have access to your computer. They'll say, well, hey, can I remote into your computer and help you see what you're seeing? They'll pretend to be IT, you know, they're like, oh, well, we're trying to put this antivirus on. And they'll even pretend to be those people. And so they can remote into your computer. And if you happen to log in while they're remoted in, they can get all your information. So
I hope it's okay that I say this, but these people who do this, these scammers and stuff, why don't they just go to work?
Right.
You know, I mean, why is this their work? What are they doing? Oh, my goodness.
Yes, I agree.
It's frustrating, I know, for your customers, but it's got to be a little frustrating for you guys too, doesn't it? Just the fact that this is even happening.
It is. It's not that we're mad at anybody but the people that are doing it. It's pretty sad that that's what they have to resort to, but
I would think that another big benefit on this, and you mentioned it, being a community bank. I know Nebraska State Bank works very hard. You create relationships with these people. So a lot of the people you call, you know them, they know you, and that's a big advantage on trying to stop some of this, isn't it?
yes,
For sure.
Yeah.
yes. There's a new thing that's kind of out there right now. It's called vishing, and it's voice phishing. So people are doing they're phone-based scams where imposters deceive individuals to reveal personal or financial data, and they'll even try to impersonate bank staff. And so that's something to be aware of right now. And that kind of went along with what we were talking about just a minute ago, where they'll try to say that they are from Nebraska State Bank when really they're just trying to get information on your accounts or your personal stuff. So
You may not know the answer to this, but are some of these scammers now going as far as maybe going to a website of a bank and looking at staff names and even throwing a name out there?
they are, yes.
Really? Oh, man.
Yes. Yes.
And that all comes back to hanging up and calling back, right?
Yes.
Because you can't even
Definitely.
trust the phone number that's showing on
No.
your phone.
No,
No.
it'll come through as Nebraska State Bank even. We've
Yes.
had a
Really?
couple instances where
Yes.
that's happened. They'll be, well, your local number called us, but it's somebody, that's not even, it might not
Affiliated,
speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think another big one too is payment app scams right now. A
yes,
lot of people
definitely.
are, PayPal, Venmo, stuff like that. They're asking you for money or, telling you, hey, yeah, I'll sell you this on Facebook Marketplace, and it's a scam. They'll get you to send that money and then it's gone. I mean, we can't get that back most times. And so it's really smart just to be able to send that to somebody that you know in person. It's a family member, a close friend, something like that. You have to look out for those urgent requests. Hey, your grandson's in jail. We need you to bail him out through Venmo or something like that. I mean, that's not logical. So just be aware of those things that are popping up like that, and definitely call. And if you have questions, we're more than happy to answer those questions and help you out through that process. So.
Yeah, they'll send checks to the individuals and say, hey, go to your bank and cash this, and then go buy a gift card from somewhere and take a picture of it and then send it to us. And the minute they do that, that gift card is gone and they're gone, their money's gone, and we can't get that back at all because they went and purchased a gift card. And so they try any loophole they can to get that money.
And I would think, too, it's always good to pay really close attention to your statement, right? I mean, if you see a charge, all of a sudden you got a charge to Amazon, but you talk to the family and it's like, I didn't order anything. I didn't order anything.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the sooner people can notice that and contact you guys, is it the easier maybe
Yes.
to get that taken care of?
Certainly.
Yes.
Yep.
I know a lot of fraud comes from online banking just because people can remote in and whatnot, but you do have your paper statements still. With the paper statements, maybe you don't catch it as soon as if you were to have online banking. So in certain instances, it might be a little harder because you don't see that right away. But
One of the most, I'll just be honest, one of the most frustrating things for me is always changing my password. I just, right when I remember it, then they're telling me to change it. But it is important to change the password, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, ladies, regarding this, or anything else going on at Nebraska State Bank that you wanted to touch on this morning? Or
I think there's going to be trick-or-treaters today, I believe.
Yes.
And so we're going to have candy for everybody.
All right. Sounds good. Now, when you say everybody.
Well, I mean, you could come in and get some candy, too.
Really?
If you wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My costume, I'm a radio announcer.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so when
That'll
I come
be
in,
good.
that'll be my costume. Ladies, thanks for coming in. Always,
Thank you.
And thank you for the information too. I mean, it's something that we all deal with, and we need to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, there you go. Nebraska State Bank, our guest here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We're close to 8 o'clock. We'll join the news. You're listening to KCNI KBBN.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Police from New York to Canada are now searching for the Army reservist suspected of killing 18 people at a bowling alley and a bar in southern Maine Wednesday. Dr. Richard King is treating the injured at his trauma center in Lewiston.
We had quite a few critical patients arrive initially. Most of those patients are still in our hospital and receiving ongoing treatment.
Democratic Congressman Dean Phillips tells CBS News he's going to challenge President Biden for his party's 2024 presidential nomination.
I will not sit still. I will not be quiet in the face of numbers that are so clearly saying that we're going to be facing an emergency next November.
The Pentagon says the U.S. has conducted airstrikes in eastern Syria. CBS's Ian Lee.
Iran's proxies have stepped up attacks in the region and on Israel. Since this conflict with Gaza began, there's fears it could escalate even further as the ground invasion looms.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, the Judicial Nominating Commission for District Judge in the 11th Judicial District held a public hearing in Dawson County District Court Thursday to receive information on the qualifications of 2 candidates for District Court Judge. The vacancy was created by the retirement of Judge James E. Doyle IV. The primary office for the judicial vacancy is in Lexington. The commission recommended both candidates, Brian J. Davis of Cozad and Matthew D. Neer of Lexington, to Governor Jim Pillen for his consideration. Supreme Court Justice Jeffrey Funk presided over the hearing. By a random draw, Brian Davis, a defense attorney from Cozad, spoke to the commission first. He said his family moved to Cozad in 1992 when he was an 8th grader. He graduated from Cozad High School in 1997 and went on to Hastings College, where he graduated in 2001 with a degree in mathematics and an emphasis on the pre-law program. Matt Neer is the Dawson County Chief Deputy Attorney for Lexington. He has been a prosecutor for nearly 13 years. He said he was seeking the judgeship because of his strong commitment to community service. Neer spoke of being inspired by a friend who was disabled. It gave him the insight to put others' perspective into your mind, and that as a judge, he would look at that person and consider all that has happened to that person. The 11th Judicial District for District Judge consists of 17 counties in southwest and west central Nebraska. And that's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Week 8 in the NFL got underway with Thursday Night Football in Buffalo, where the Bills get by the Buccaneers 24-18. Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen had 324 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 through the air and 1 on the ground. Tampa Bay quarterback Baker Mayfield 237 yards passing and a couple of scores in the loss. Buffalo improves to 5-3 with the win. Tampa Bay has lost 3 in a row, now 3-4 on the season. Just 2 games in the NBA. We did see the Milwaukee debut of Damian Lillard, who had 39 points in a 118-117 win over the 76ers. Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Bucks, 23 points, 13 rebounds to help in the win. For Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey had 31 points. Kelly Oubre off the bench, 27 in the 1-point defeat. Lakers outscored the Suns in the fourth quarter, 28-11 to get their first win of the season, 100-95 the final. Anthony Davis led LA with 30 points and 12 rebounds. LeBron James, 21 points, 8 boards, and 9 assists. Kevin Durant, 29 points in the loss for Phoenix.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A winter weather advisory goes into effect late tonight. Plenty of sunshine for today. Highs top out near 40 degrees. North-northwest winds will be breezy, 10 to 25 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight it becomes mostly cloudy. Chance for snow showers developing well after midnight. Lows drop to 23. Winds turn to the north-northeast and diminish to 5 to 10. And then snow showers likely on Saturday, mainly before noon. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko.
They grow up so fast, and soon enough they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of tuition continues to rise. You know that college is important, but the expenses may seem out of reach. Edward Jones can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. Let's work together to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Currently in our studios, it's now 19 with a mostly clear sky. Winds are northwest 10 to 20 miles an hour with some higher gusts. Barometer 30.26 and the humidity 82%. Now, yesterday for the high, it's kind of interesting. Yesterday at 6 a.m., when we arrived, 52. It was 43 at 7 yesterday. That's what we're going to put down for the high yesterday. But then at 8 o'clock, it dropped down to 39, and it really never really got any warmer than that for the rest of the day.
You should have seen the double take I did when I was taking down that. I had to confirm. I went and looked up the temperature at a couple of other places that said the temperature for Broken Bow. Because when I took that temperature and then an hour later it was like 10 degrees lower.
Yeah.
When the sun was starting to come, I was very confused.
Yes, yeah, and that I mean, when we go through these changes, we get some of that. So, sunrise happening as we speak. Our sunset tonight around 6:42. Precip total for the month of October showing 4 inches and 71 100ths as recorded here at our studios. Well, if you are having a get-together this weekend, maybe you got some friends coming over for the Husker game tomorrow afternoon, maybe you got a little Halloween party coming up soon, and you need some refreshments, Whiskey Barrel is ready to take care of you.
That's the place to go. Stan and the crew ready to give you some good deals, everyday prices marked on their items there. And I think it's worth mentioning, remember that you can do warm drinks as well. Maybe a little bit of Kahlua in your coffee in the morning, warm yourself up to start the day. Maybe do, I don't know, something in your hot chocolate, something like that. Good options for that. They go well with the season. Or if you just know what you want, you know where to find it, Stan keeps it nice and stocked up for you there at the Whiskey Barrel. So swing in, see him, and he's always got some great words of wisdom to share. But word from Stan lately has been that he wants to hear some more words of wisdom from everybody else. So if you've got some kind of handy piece of advice or something and Stan is in there, he'd love to hear it from you because he wants to take some advice as well. He just wants to fill his cup back up so that he can pass that along. So it's always give for Stan.
Yes.
He wants to get some advice as well. So bring that with you. Have that ammo with you when you come in through the door at the Whiskey Barrel.
All right. Knee Knocker Woods, just outside Gibbon, Nebraska. This is the peak time for Knee Knocker Woods. The closer we get to Halloween, I have a feeling they are going to be jam-packed this weekend. Now, the weather might have a little something to do with that, but, man, I would think that a little snow coming down and dark and chilly would even add to the scary aspect of Knee Knocker Woods.
Yeah, and it says the best way to enjoy everything at Knee Knocker Woods is with their Sunday All Access Pass, and their most recent one, or their next one coming up, I should say, is coming up the 29th. You pay one price and you enjoy all of their trails, play all the games as many times as you want for the entire night for one price. You talked about the potential for crowds. They have a system in place where you purchase your ticket and you have an electronic spot in line. You don't have to stand in a line. You can keep moving around the property, or like they say you can get your spot in line and head into town and have dinner. And when your spot in line comes up, you'll get a notification. You come right back. You show us your phone and you head out on the trail. Lots of great things for the entire family, delicious food and snacks to enjoy when you're out there as well. Knee Knocker Woods in Gibbon, free giveaways throughout the night, T-shirt launches on the hour, a chance to win unique limited edition shirt designs at each zombie skill game. And don't forget about the Grandma's Jack-O-Lantern Jaunt. You've been asking for it, and they're bringing it to you, a non-frightening Halloween activity. It's for skittish adults and children alike. That'd be yours truly.
There you go. Yes. Since we're kind of on this theme, let's talk about what's happening later today in Broken Bow, downtown around the square. The Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce will be hosting their annual Sidewalks and Spooks. It's trunk or treating around the square today. And not only will there be things for the kids, but I think Thomas Livestock is also going to be there, and they're going to be handing out bacon, and so there's all kinds of stuff going on today.
Yep, the businesses around the square, including, as we heard from Nebraska State Bank, they're one of the examples of one of the businesses that has a business front down in that area. They're not quite on the square, but you can just head right off the square, walk around that downtown area, and get some candy from all the businesses around the square. And, of course, the trunk or treats going on as well. Over 25 businesses are participating this year. That's from 4 until 6. I know my daughter's got her, we were trying to figure out another layer to put on underneath of her costume. Yeah. It's going to be a little chilly, but layer up and go down there to Sidewalk Spooks. And you mentioned Thomas Livestock. They're teaming up with Smithfield Foods and the Nebraska pork producers to hand out, of course, pork. 200 one-pound packages of frozen farmland thick-cut bacon being handed out. They ask that you limit that to 1 package per family, please. And they're going to start handing those out when the event starts at 4 o'clock. They wish you a very happy pork month, which is wrapping up at the end of October. Thomas Livestock, Smithfield Foods, and the Nebraska Pork Producers Association. I love watching those kids walking around with their candy buckets with a package of bacon sticking out of it. It's absolutely perfect.
Yes, it is. It'll be a fun time, and that's happening in downtown Broken Bow today. 10 minutes past the hour. We'll continue with more of the breakfast show after these words.
Cashback is not available in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CAR.
Harvest is here. Bruning Bank enables you to manage your finances from the field, combine, grain cart, or wherever you are with 24/7 access to your accounts. Check your balances with mobile banking, keep up with spending with at-a-glance account review, and enjoy the many uses and advantages of My Card. Learn more at bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank is extremely grateful for all the farmers and everyone who helps with harvest. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Barney Health Mart in Broken Bow invites you to one of their upcoming flu shot clinics. It's as simple as walking through their doors just off the square in Broken Bow. The high dose for those ages 65 and older is available, as well as the regular dose. No appointment is necessary. The next flu shot clinic is Tuesday the 31st, with more scheduled in the future if you can't make it. Flu shot clinics at Barney Health Mart Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Brent and Jeremy back with you here in the studio on this Friday morning. Some more things to talk about. What's on the top of your list there, Jeremy Shipe?
Well, we can talk about universal insurance. Did you know that a really good thing... Let me see which direction I want to go here. There's so much information on this sheet. They've got some new faces. We'll talk about the new faces that you can go and see at a Universal Insurance Agency. Nate Bell, with Universal Insurance Agency, a division of GTA Insurance Group, wants to let you know that they have 2 newer faces at their agency, and they would like to give them a warm welcome. Jennifer Gibbons and Tina Hurt, you can stop in and give them a warm welcome during their office hours, Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Let their smiles be the reason you keep coming back. Universal, Southeast Street, Broken Bow. Give them a call, 872-6438, or go to gtagroup.com.
We've been visiting about some Halloween-related things here this morning, and when you start thinking about Halloween parties, Sylvester's always comes to mind because they've been having a Halloween party forever, and it's one of the most fun you'll ever find, and they got some live music coming for the party this year, too.
They certainly do. The Lawnmower Dogs are going to be playing. If 90s music is your thing, then you need to go and see the Lawnmower Dogs. Friday night, that'd be tonight, 9 until 1, they're going to be on the stage. And wear your costumes. You can always see really creative costumes at Sylvester's. And when you put on that creative costume and it catches the attention of the room, probably means you're going to be headed home with some money in your pocket. Freddie's going to give out first through fourth place. First place gets $200, second place $100, third place $75, and fourth place $50. You're going to have a scary good time when you do your trick-or-treating at Sylvester's. East Highway 2, Broken Bow, the quiet little place that rocks. The Lawnmower Dogs come in there tonight.
All right, sounds good. Great place to have coffee with a friend is Brew Baker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, Nebraska.
Yep.
They are ready to serve you. They've got delicious drinks, delicious treats. And, folks, they have a great little gift shop and a great gift selection, too, that they encourage you to check out.
Yeah, you can find yourself walking through, taking a look at all of those items, smelling candles and everything in between for a good amount of time when you stop in. Just make sure you stop by and get yourself a drink before you start doing that. And that's the ultimate experience. And right now, you'll be looking at some beautiful decor to brighten up your space. They've got artificial pumpkins of different kinds and sizes, fall tins for decorating, accent lighting, Halloween decor, wall hangings. And even if you don't have that much time to use it for this year, you can still hold on to it for next year. They've got a great variety of it. The unique purse line, Consuela, is inspired by partnerships with artists and makers around the world. So many different styles and prints. There's sure to be a perfect one for you or to give as a gift. Never too early to think about that. Take a look at the pictures on their Facebook page or just stop in. Coffee with a friend is always a good idea. They've got coffee, lattes, smoothie, cappuccinos, and baked goods and shopping gifts for all ages at Brew Bakers. Open Tuesday to Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 3 in Arnold.
All right, thanks, Jeremy. 8:16 is the time.
You're waking up with The Breakfast Show. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
I love it.
there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll hook up our little remote unit, and we'll go back there and look at our furnace filter.
Okay. We'll see.
I'm nervous.
I'm not nervous. It's not our radio station.
No, I know, but I don't know. I still feel like
Dave's on strike.
Yeah, I know,
and he's gonna feel Rick's wrath when he gets back. I just have a feeling that the filter's not been changed.
I'm guessing it hasn't been changed since the last time Rick changed it for us. And when was that?
Keep having
5,
him come
6,
around.
7 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got to keep having him come around to get it accomplished.
All right, so that'll be fun, and we'll be visiting with Rick later on in the show here in a few minutes. Stay tuned for that. And then don't forget, Jeremy's going to go out of the studio and make our annual visit to Judy Wenquist's house. Got to do that every Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jeremy will be talking to Judy about some of the special things she has planned for you at the Halloween house here in 2023. What else is on your list there, Jeremy?
Well, let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about the Tumbleweed Cafe. With recent announcements of a restaurant in Broken Bow closing, the Tumbleweed and other businesses in Broken Bow will and are going to try to accommodate each and every one of you. They ask all of you to support and patronize your local businesses, and they ask for your patience and to be watching and listening for some additions to their express drive-thru. Change is hard, but Custer County is strong, they say, and that is true. Casserole special right now is the casserole of the week, the chicken noodle casserole. That sounds good for a cold day.
Yeah.
Other options include lasagna, enchilada, hamburger potato casserole, runza, and chicken pot pies. Make sure you ask each week about their offerings. Also, don't forget about muffins, breakfast casseroles to make sure the kids have a healthy breakfast before they go to school. And you can let the Tumbleweed Cafe take care of supper tonight. Swing by before 6 p.m., ask about what casseroles they have available, pick them up, right in your car, go home, turn on the oven, toss them in, dinner's done. Open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily for dine-in. They also serve daily specials Monday to Friday for lunch and Sunday buffet as well. The Wake and Bake Nook is open every Monday through Friday until 6 p.m. at the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
All right, thanks, Jeremy. We're going to go to the phone right now. We are told that Casey Johnson of Mid-Plains Community College is on the phone with us this morning. Casey, are you there?
I am here.
Hi.
Are you there?
We are here, yes. I feel like we should do the whole thing on the commercial. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Guys, I have a confession.
Uh-oh, what's your confession, Casey?
I forgot it was Friday.
Listen, I have absolutely no idea what day it is, to be honest with you. We've been on the run. I'm sure you have been too the last couple of weeks, so that's okay,
Yes.
but we're glad you did remember and gave us a call.
Well, I called to apologize to Kristen, and she said, I'll just patch you right in there. But we have a really full house at the college this morning. A lot of classes going on everywhere, and I was busy getting things set up, and all of a sudden I looked at the clock and I went, oh, I'm supposed to be somewhere, and here I am. So thankfully we have phones, so here I am via phone.
All right, well, that's fine, Casey. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to turn you loose, and you share with the people what you want them to know about as far as what's happening at Mid-Plains Community College.
Absolutely. Well, I didn't want to miss today because we have a really exciting class coming up. It can be very exciting for folks hitting this age period, but when you start thinking about retirement, if you're near retirement, or even if you're already retired, it's a really good thing to start learning about, what challenges you could face in that phase of your life. And so we have a class coming up that is designed to address that. This is going to be November 9th here at the Broken Bow campus. It runs from 6 to 9 p.m. November 9th is a Thursday. And this is called Getting Retirement Right. This is presented by Mark Workmeister, a certified financial planner from North Platte. And he is geared towards preparing people for those really important financial decisions and challenges that you can face when you are heading into retirement. So we have had this class before, and to really great success. We've had some good reports from this class before. So we're really excited to bring this back to Broken Bow. We have several locations that are hosting this class as well on different evenings. So if you happen to not be able to make it on November 9th, give me a call and we can get you, see if there's a campus that you might not mind taking a little trip to go and see there. So again, this is Getting Retirement Right, designed for folks that are nearing retirement, thinking about it, or even already retired. So we're excited about this one. Again, it is Thursday, November 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Broken Bow campus. The other thing that I want to mention, the other class that I want to mention is our medication aid class. This is a sort of a specialized class that folks would take after they receive their nurse aid, their nursing assistant, their CNA license, and take that class. You can go on then and become a medication aid, which just means that you are able to dispense medications in facilities. Medication aid is a rather specialized course. We are looking to organize our next one. What usually happens is we have a nurse aid class, and then we see how many of those folks are interested in going on. And we've got some people who are interested there. So if you would like us to put your name on that list for our medication aid class, I need you to give me a call as soon as possible. This will be scheduled to be finished before Christmas. So we're approaching the 1st of November. It's going to be starting right away. So if you are interested in medication aid and you'd like me to add your name to our list, please give me a call, and I would be glad to do that.
All right, that sounds good, Casey. Anything else that you want to mention? I know you're busy, so anything else you want to talk about, or?
I think that pretty much covers it. We've got some other community education classes coming up. They're all available to check out on our website. You can go to mpcc.edu and register for any class, see what's upcoming, and take a look at what we've got there. Our phone number here at the campus is 872-5259.
All right. Casey, thanks for calling in, and have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Casey Johnson with Mid-Plains Community College, our guest on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
It's going to be a screaming fun time at Grazer's Bar and Grill in Arnold on Saturday, October 28th. Prizes for best costume, best couples costume, plus a scavenger hunt, zombie throw, Halloween drinks, and live music with the one and only...
You know who I am.
Dave Learbakken. The party starts at 8, but come early for dinner. It's going to be a screaming fun good time. Saturday, October 28th at Grazer's Bar and Grill in Arnold, where good friends meet.
There's a lot of uncertainty in ag and business today. The market, input costs, the weather. One thing you can always count on is Nebraska State Bank looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, NSB is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 7.24% fixed interest rate for qualified customers. You heard that right, 7.24% fixed interest rate. Call one of their local experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, we've been scaring the bejeebers out of you at Knee-Knocker Woods for 10 years now, and this season, Grandpa Grimm's got more than ever for you. More terrifying trails and mazes, more Halloween skill games, more monstrous eats, plus screaming lickety-split accelerated escape rooms, and backed by popular demand, the Flaming Jack-O-Lanterns. Knee-Knocker Woods in Gibbon is open every weekend in October. Pick up your discount coupon at Pump and Pantry. Get your tickets now at KneenKnockerWoods.com.
What waits in the woods?
Breakfast Show, and joining us in the studio now, Mr. Rick Nelson from
Well, good
Custer
morning.
Public Power District. Hi, Rick.
Good morning.
Wow, 2 weeks in a row.
I
And
know.
you get Jeremy and me again. You got,
Isn't this
I don't know
awesome?
who's more honored, us or you.
Probably me. Let's just say me.
Okay, we'll say that. Yeah.
I'm honored.
Well, I think everybody is looking at the weather forecast.
Oh, boy.
For this weekend. There's snow in the forecast. There's a little bit of wind in the forecast. I'm sure you guys are looking at the forecast too, but I was just thinking, last week you were kind of talking about preparedness things, and now here we are a week later, and a lot of those things, we need to remember because we don't know what the weather's going to do this weekend.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and touch on that just a little bit. So the 800 number, which I always forget, so I wrote it down this time.
Okay.
749-2453. That's 800-749-2453. That's the number to call whenever you have an outage. I talked to Angie this morning just to verify because I thought this might come up. Meter number is fine, or account number. Either one of those is good.
Okay.
That helps us narrow that down to, it's this place instead of that place. So, we had an outage yesterday on Broken Bow Circuit 4. So everybody around the east side of Broken Bow and north were off. And how do I know that? Because our office was off as well.
That's what I was going to say. It's in that area, right?
Yeah, exactly. So pretty high fault current amps on it. So we went and checked it out. It should have been pretty close to the substation. Didn't find anything, so they plugged the breaker back in, but guys got moving pretty quick. And I bring that up because, we took a lot of phone calls, and that's exactly what we want to happen is a lot of phone calls coming in. And even if we don't, if you're hanging on there, just please hang on there because we need to know who's out there and who has an outage, which goes back to don't assume your neighbor called in. So everybody around Broken Bow did a great job yesterday calling in, I think, and we got it. We didn't get it found, but we did see that there wasn't anything there, so we went ahead and plugged it back in. So.
One of my go-to questions, I'm just amazed how technology has changed so many things, and I know it's changed so much for you guys.
Oh boy.
But one of my favorite stories, was it 2 years ago now? Broken Bow was getting hit with a terrible storm with super high winds, and the other areas were getting hit really bad. And Broken Bow was playing in Wahoo in a Legion State tournament baseball game. One of your employees was there watching his boy play baseball, and he had to leave. He was able to help you guys out through computer and be looking at things, and it just astonished me. And it just astonishes me how technology has played into things, and I'm sure helps you guys diagnose problems quicker than you've been able to in the past, I'm sure.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
So that guy, as he sat there at that baseball game in Wahoo, was no different than him sitting in the office.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing.
And so I can understand that coming from an individual who just learned how to Bluetooth something here a week or two ago.
Yes.
So,
again, see, here we go. Brent's amazed on technology that's been around for a decade or so, but it still amazes me.
But what was happening was pretty cool, and that's some pretty cool stuff we can do, even on my cell phone. I can see load. April controls load. She usually uses a laptop to do that, but there are things that happen, so we know that. And a lot of times, oh boy, even hate to say this, but a lot of times we know that there's an outage before the customer does.
Wow.
And so we get out there. I know there's several instances on stock wells and irrigation wells where we knew that before and had it fixed before the customer knew that it was broken. But that's some of the technology that we have. And what they were able to do from Wahoo was log in and actually close breakers and verify breakers were closed or go ahead and manually close them. And so that's just some of the stuff we can do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else on the preparedness side,
Rick,
that you want to mention?
Look at last month's Custer Currents, and there's a really good September was the National Preparedness Month. There's a really good ultimate emergency preparedness checklist. So just go through that. It's pretty lengthy, but and some of that stuff, everybody keeps at home. It's just a matter of making sure here's a good checklist to go through. So
yeah,
don't really see a need to go through all of it, but there's a lot of stuff now. In the Current magazine.
Oh, is it out?
I think it hit mailboxes yesterday, right?
Yep. Yep, I got it in my mailbox yesterday.
Yeah.
And
you read it, right? That's the first thing you do.
Well, I read through it on my walk back up the lane. That's usually what I do. I read through it, and then I step back inside of the house, and it's probably in the hands of my daughter, and ended up somewhere. She loves to put her books back on the shelf, so I'm guessing it might be on her shelf amongst Brown Bear,
perfect,
and all her other favorite books. Everything that has pages goes on that shelf.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah, she's up on her electrical news then.
So with the weather moving in, which could be snow, it could be ice, wind. Temperature is probably just about right to be anything. We run into, in this time of year, especially when we get a heavy wet snow, it tends to cause more problems than just a regular snowstorm, just because the leaves are still kind of on the tree. Causes much more havoc. But let's go through on page 4 of this new magazine that just came out, Custer Currents. When a line goes down, let's go down this path. So when a line goes down, it is never attempt to drive over it, whether it's in the snow, on the road, in the lane, anywhere. Just don't drive over it. And if it comes down on top of the vehicle, stay in the vehicle unless there's something life-threatening happening in the vehicle. It's filling full of smoke, it's on fire, whatever. If you have to get out, which we do not recommend getting out at all unless it's life-threatening, touch the ground with both feet at the same time and hop away. And the reason to do that is if you take a step, then it creates a difference in potential if that line is hot. And, we talk about this during our hotline demos that we do in the summertime, but it's seriously important to stay in that vehicle until you can't. And if you have to get out, touch both feet at the same time and try not to touch the car, hop away, because you don't want to create that potential, that difference in potential. So any questions about that? You guys get what I'm talking about?
Yep.
First and foremost, stay in the vehicle.
Stay in the car.
Stay in the car. Don't try to move a wire. Don't try to touch a wire. It could be anything is out there. Anything that is out there is hot. It's live. It's full of electricity until we say that it's not. And so if it's laying down anywhere in your yard, across the road, do not touch it. Do not even come close to it, because potentially it could still be hot, even though it's laying on the ground. It could be laying on snow. It could be laying on something that's insulating it. So, so that's safe driving, safe winter. That could happen here in a couple days. Could happen tomorrow. You just need to make sure that is on your mind.
Right. And I would assume if you find yourself in that position, and if your cell phone is operational, I assume call immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Good reminder.
You good with all that, Jeremy?
Yep. I am.
Good. Something else that's coming up that first week in December-ish, probably around December 4th, it'll begin, is we're doing a customer survey. And so NRECA Market Research will
we'll
be calling, contacting all of our not all of our customers, but a select few of our customers, try to contact them by phone. So if you get a call from NRECA Market Research, it's us doing a survey. It's about 40 questions long, doesn't take long. We'll talk about this in the next couple of radio shows, just to make sure everybody is still kind of remembers that it's going to happen, because your input is certainly needed. We use that in just about everything that we try to do, and it helps us get a picture of what's going on out there. And that's I would appreciate it if you could take that survey. They will be calling. It's a random sample, so I don't know who's going to be called, but that'll be happening December 4th, starting December 4th, and it'll take as long as it takes to get the number of responses that we need, but figure kind of a 2-week period in there. So
okay.
What can I ask? What some of the questions are that you ask in the survey?
So one of them is, which do you like better, Brent or Dave?
Oh, well,
nice.
We know. Can I please get the results of this? When only if they answer Brent more often than Dave. Now, if it's the other way around, don't tell me.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, don't tell me.
Now, so we'll be asking about some renewable energy questions, the usual service questions. We haven't had a rate increase in 4 years now. Well, maybe 3, and then next year will be 4. So how are we doing on rates? How's the economy? Just some general questions, not anything too horrible. So,
yeah.
You're not going to ask me what the difference between an amp and a watt is or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I don't need to study for me, maybe. Okay.
But nobody else is going to need that.
Okay.
Rick's going to call you personally and give you a survey.
Exactly.
Yeah, or he's going to say, if you call this Jeremy Scheib guy's number, throw that, I will be floored. If they call me and they just work. Yeah, that would give that question to me specifically. I'll be floored.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's funny. I'll just do that on the air.
Oh, okay.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
When you come in next time, we'll do a survey with Jeremy, and you can ask him the questions.
I got it.
Okay.
Yep. So, cybersecurity. Do you guys know anything about cybersecurity?
In fact, we just had a pretty good discussion with Nebraska State Bank about cybersecurity this morning.
Really?
So, yeah, our mind's decently sharp on it. But it takes on so many different forms. But in general, we've talked about it. Yeah.
So it's like Nebraska State Bank. I get warnings, not daily, but maybe weekly, either in this job or what I do at the statewide. So what we put into the magazine is just a good checklist for everybody at home to maybe get up to speed a little bit with cybersecurity. So that's a very good article, mainly because it has my name on it.
There you go.
But it talks about multi-factor authentication. It gives you a good, again, checklist to go through. And this is for you personally in home. Avoid texts that come in that you don't know who it is. Avoid emails that come in. Update your software. Create strong passwords. That's always a hard thing to do for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me too.
Because then I got to remember it.
I know. And usually when they ask me to reset my password, it's right after I finally started to remember the one that I had just set up.
Yeah. But you got to go through that.
Yeah, you do. It's important, isn't it?
People going after those all the time. So,
what's the best is when you're asked to reset your password, and then you reset it to something you think is new, and it tells you you've already previously used this as a password.
Right.
You can't use that again.
Or you forget your password, and then you get in and, well, that was your last password. Well, I just tried that.
Or they ask you the question, they'll say, who was your favorite teacher? And you're like,
at some point I put this in.
What did I
but
put?
Yeah.
I can't remember
who was my favorite teacher at the time I did
Which
this.
one?
Yes, which one?
Well, that's better than your favorite spouse. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. I can't remember. Holiday lighting safety tips.
We're getting kind of close to that. You know what? There's a lot of people that will decorate even for Halloween with the blow-ups and things and put lights out. And certainly with Christmas coming around.
Yeah.
So one of the major things is make sure that your Christmas lights are UL rated.
Okay.
What else is on that list, Jeremy?
Check each strand for broken sockets, frayed cords, or faulty plugs, which I think I'd venture to guess a good majority of the population is pretty good at. Because when you get your Christmas lights out, what's the first thing you do? You find an outlet.
And you plug them in.
Before you commit to putting them up in the tree or on your gutters, plug them in. And that's usually going to show
what
something.
You should probably do is make sure there isn't a fray before you plug it in.
That's true. Yeah, check for the frayed cord before. Yep.
Yeah, just saying.
Used to be if you were missing a bulb, the whole strand wouldn't work. Those were the days.
Yeah.
But now you can be missing a bulb, which you want. That's an open circuit basically on there, right? If the bulb is missing.
Well, if the bulb's missing, it kind of depends on whether it's wired in series or parallel.
Sure.
So if a bulb's missing, then maybe all the lights don't go out, but maybe a certain number of them do. But I know on the older ones, if one bulb goes out, the whole thing goes out. So then you got to search every bulb.
The other thing it says here is, and this is kind of a big topic with LEDs becoming such a big thing, don't string more than 3 standard-sized incandescent sets of lights or you could overload the circuit.
Yep.
And with LEDs, not as big of an issue, right?
So what does that tell you?
Pulling less power.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
Right?
More efficient.
More efficient.
Yeah. Question 1 of the survey.
We used to Christmas lights. Even if you only had a few strands, you kind of did like we always said it where you'd go from dusk and then go for like 5 hours past that. It's like, well, not that many people are going to be driving past my house past midnight looking at the lights anyway.
Yeah,
we'll save the money. You can run your lights from dawn to dusk with LEDs for
a fraction,
a minuscule fraction of what you were paying for those incandescent.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be funny. So we'll get into January, and we will get high bill questions because, all I did was put in a few lights. Well, that few lights turns into a couple $100 pretty easy.
Yeah.
Especially when you go that long with them, It's kind of crazy. So you can look at that usage, and you can see at 4 o'clock at night they come on, and 10 o'clock at night they come back off. And you can see that in load patterns, and it's kind of, well, it was your lights, and this is why. So, but that's a good thing to remember, is LEDs are a fraction of the cost to operate those. So, much more. So it's a more wise decision to move to LEDs than it is to keep the old ones.
Okay.
And we've been talking about that for years. So hopefully the prices come down enough to everybody make that switch.
Yep. And is it even better, if you kind of think a year ahead when they go on sale after the season?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And
buy them 11 months in advance. That's the way to do her.
There you go.
How about you, Brent?
I don't put up lights. I might. Yes, I know. And my wife's not happy about it. She would love to put up lights. I don't do it. I will occasionally change the color of the light bulb out. Maybe get a green or red one.
If Brett puts in the green or red bulb, he's that guy.
Oh boy!
Every block has one.
That's me.
It's probably not an LED bulb either, is it?
Probably not.
But
Rick and I are teaming up on you.
No, it's probably not. I don't think it is, actually.
It's probably a heating lamp bulb. It's pulling the max amount of power.
I just want to be efficient.
Wow. Yeah, don't get the...
Well, I can put up 17 strands of LED lights and be more efficient than your red incandescent bulb.
My one light bulb.
Or heat lamp. Well, it turns red.
Oh, that's funny.
You do realize that there are lights now that you can actually control with an app on your phone. Make them red.
I did actually know that. That's amazing. Again, that's amazing to me. Technology.
You don't even need Bluetooth.
New home, there's a new type of light that you can, if you're building a new home, it can be integrated into your home, like built into the what's the edge of your roof, underneath the
eave.
Yeah, the eave. That's the word.
Soffit.
Yeah, it can be integrated into that, and then during the rest of the year, it can just be a white light that shines light on your home like people do. And then you change the color for the different seasons. You can do pink for Valentine's Day. You can do orange for Halloween. And then they'll turn on and off for Christmas, and you don't have to run any cords.
No.
Wow.
It's right integrated into your home.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. It can be used year-round.
There you go, Brian.
Yeah, amazing.
I would rather use pink in October.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You'd have the brightest house in the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
It'd be pink, wouldn't it? Oof.
Yeah.
Anything else you want? We've got about 5 minutes left. Anything else you wanted to mention here before we go check the filter, Rick?
Jeremy took my cheat sheet.
Oh,
what else on lights, though?
Don't throw lights over tree branches near power lines and service connections.
Oh, my God.
That's especially important for people such as I who have bad throwing accuracy. But no matter how accurate you think you can be, the light strength, they're unpredictable. So be careful with that. Yeah. And always unplug lights before leaving your home or going to bed. A timer can help with this. And those timers are great. You can have them run a certain amount of time or dawn to dusk or whatever.
Pretty efficient.
So don't decorate your house like Clark Griswold does.
No, yeah. And I'm sure Rick would have something to say for driving staples into your...
We're not as close as he was to the nuke plant.
Yes. There you go. Anything else, Rick, before we go check the filter?
I'm anxious to check that filter.
All right. Now, what I've done is I've hooked up, I think, our little remote thing here. So let me try this.
Really?
Okay. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, that's a good sound. All right. You ready to go?
100%.
All right, here we go. All right. So we are live now, and we are just going to walk back to the filter room. Rick, Jeremy, and Brent with you. So we're going to check the filter, and this is what folks need to do, right, Rick?
Yep.
Okay.
This is what they need to do.
All right. I actually don't even know where the filter is.
It's right through that.
So, is it this door here? Hi, Christy. Good morning.
Hi, Christy.
Okay.
In this door.
All right.
So,
okay.
So it kind of depends on the filter. You know, you can buy filters that will last a year. You can buy filters that will last 6 months. You can buy filters 90 days, or a filter that's just you change it out every month. And so I believe Dave has in here filters.
Oh, we have filters. Wow, those are nice ones.
You change out on a yearly basis.
Okay.
So
yep.
It will last 12 months. Depending on what you have going on inside of your house, it may last 12 months, it may not. So I would check it probably every quarter if it's a 12-month, and every month if it's a 3-month, kind of check up on it, because you don't know all of the stuff that flies through the air.
What I'm seeing here, Rick, is that this is good for lint, household dust, dust mite debris, mold spores, pollen, pet dander, etc. But it doesn't look like it's good for candle soot.
Oh, no.
Or PM
PM
2.5, whatever that is, exhaust particles.
So PM 2.5 is parts per million. So anything less than 2.5 you won't pick up.
Okay. And ultrafine particles, also not rated as a part of this filter we have.
Oh, jeez.
Should I be concerned about that?
No, not necessarily.
Is it okay that I'm working in a workplace that has a filter that doesn't capture ultrafine particles?
I still haven't figured out if it's okay to work in a workplace when the boss goes on strike.
That's true.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Now, I hope this isn't a dumb question, but that says good up to 12 months. Change it after 12 months. I mean, when you pull it out, you might look at it and go, oh, that doesn't look so bad.
Oh, no, yeah.
But change it anyway.
Change it anyway.
Right? Okay.
And so the flip side of that is what I just talked about. You want to check it more often than just 12 months, because it could be, depending on what you have going on in a house, it could look just like that one does, which is not.
All right, so Jeremy is pulling out the filter that is in the furnace right now. All right, Rick, I'm going to let you inspect it. Now, what do you think?
Well,
does that need changed? Looks kind of dirty.
It does need change, and especially when you look at the date it was installed.
Well, that's not too bad, though. 4/22/2022.
Right. If we wouldn't have checked it, it'd be 4/22/2025 before Dave would have got
Possibly, yes.
But it's still 6 or 8 months, 6 months over? Yeah, about 6 months over when you're supposed to change it.
Now I'm looking, this is a much larger furnace than what I have at home. The other important thing that we can tell people is make sure you've got your airflow going the right way. Now I'm holding this the exact direction that I pulled it out. Now, should this be going the other way?
Oh my goodness, yes, it should be going the other way.
Now,
we had it installed incorrectly?
I couldn't take it last time that Rick was in. I had to come and see if there was a date on this. I can't confirm or deny that that was whoever put this in here last time's fault, because it very well could have been that I accidentally flipped it around. But yeah, since last week at least, this has been in backwards.
Oh boy.
So this is the way we want this to go.
That's the airflow, yep.
Okay.
See how this side is much dirtier than the other side?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
maybe not. That side's pretty
This
dirty
side's
too.
pretty dirty. Maybe it was flipped around backwards.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It could have
Rick.
been.
So it's time to get
Rick, we need help
we need to
around
change it right now.
Yeah, we
All right.
need to change it. Oh my goodness. Backwards.
All right.
Okay.
So Jeremy's going to put in the new filter. Rick, I got to get to the news here pretty soon, but thanks for coming out. I'm going to make sure that you help Jeremy and get this thing in correctly. Anything else you want to mention before we let you go for the day?
Nope, just stay safe this weekend.
All right.
We don't know what the weather is going to do, so just stay safe.
All right, thanks.
All right.
And thanks for helping us with the filter.
Absolutely.
Good to see you, Rick. All right. There you go, folks. Rick Nelson, our guest from Custer Public Power District. here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Beautiful sunny sky as we go just past the 9 o'clock hour. You are listening to KCNI KBBN Broken Bow. We'll check out the news and we'll have more breakfast show coming up.
No tricks, just great prices at Gary Superfoods in Broken Bow. They wish you a fun and safe Halloween. Right now, 85% lean ground beef is $3.99 a pound. USDA Choice Sirloin Tip Roast is $4.99 a pound. Delicious Honeycrisp apples are marked at $1.49 a pound. Or get Cheetos or Doritos, 2 for $7. Perfect for a chilly day, Campbell's tomato or chicken noodle soups are 4 for $5. Gary Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow. Spooky great prices are waiting for you.
When remodeling a space in your home, it can be tough to choose what product you want. But choices also ensure you are ending up with exactly what you were looking for. At Ansley Lumber and Supply, offering choices is key. For example, countertops, Cambria quartz, granite, laminate, installation with digital templates and fabrication. Cabinetry choices are numerous, as well as the plumbing and electrical supplies you need to get power and water where they should be. Ansley Lumber and Supply. Visit them in downtown Ansley.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The search expands from New York to Canada for the suspect in Wednesday's mass shooting at a bar and a bowling alley in Lewiston, Maine. Loved ones are coming to grips with the loss of mothers, daughters, fathers, and sons, like Arthur Barnard's.
He was supposed to leave with me. 10 minutes later, I got a phone call. He was a great dad. Proud of him.
Israel's conducted another night of raids on Hamas targets in Gaza. CBS's Deborah Patta.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says preparations for a ground invasion into Gaza are underway, although he cannot say exactly when it will happen.
The Red Cross says its medics have entered Gaza for the first time since the war began. The next move, the feds. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
While personal income was up 0.3% in September, spending roared higher by 0.7%.
Central bankers meet next week to consider more interest rate hikes. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Week 8 in the NFL got underway with Thursday Night Football in Buffalo, where the Bills get by the Buccaneers 24-18. Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen had 324 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 through the air and 1 on the ground. Tampa Bay quarterback Baker Mayfield 237 yards passing and a couple of scores in the loss. Buffalo improves to 5-3 with the win. Tampa Bay has lost 3 in a row, now 3-4 on the season. Just 2 games in the NBA. We did see the Milwaukee debut of Damian Lillard, who had 39 points in a 118-117 win over the 76ers. Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Bucks, 23 points, 13 rebounds to help in the win. For Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey had 31 points. Kelly Oubre off the bench, 27 in the 1-point defeat. Lakers outscored the Suns in the fourth quarter, 28-11 to get their first win of the season, 100-95 the final. Anthony Davis led LA with 30 points and 12 rebounds. LeBron James, 21 points, 8 boards, and 9 assists. Kevin Durant, 29 points in the loss for Phoenix.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A winter weather advisory begins at 1 a.m. early tomorrow morning and continues until 7 a.m. Sunday. Sunny skies and calm today with highs around 40. North winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. 21 tonight, chance for snow. Snow likely tomorrow, 30, cloudy. 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow through tomorrow night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ORDER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ORDER to 42424. That's ORDER to 42424.
And we're back on the Breakfast Show, 10 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, 20 degrees and sunny outside here at our KCNI, KBBN studios. And we have our good friend Afif with us from the Bonfire. Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm going to have you pull that microphone just a little bit closer, Afif, so we can hear you here this morning.
How's that?
It's really good. I'm glad that you came in because I have a question for you. My wife and I went out to the Bonfire a few nights ago, and I had your flat iron steak, and you had I don't even know how to describe it, but there was something on top.
Maitre d' butter.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, maitre d' butter.
It was amazing.
Yeah, those are compound butters, and in French cuisine, they're very, very common. You can season them any way you like on grilled meats, with garlic and shallots and seasonings. It's really, really tasty.
Yeah.
And poultry, you can use it for fish. You just change the seasoning. You might put dill in the butter for fish.
Yeah.
But it's nice because once the fish comes off the grill or the steak or whatever protein or off the skillet, it's hot. You put that butter in there, it just bleeds into the proteins, and it's an extra little flavor boost.
Well, it was, and it did just that. It added flavor to it, and it was just absolutely delicious.
Oh, thank you. Glad you liked it.
And the steak was cooked to perfection,
well,
which
thanks.
is something that I know you've talked about it in the past, but I know that's something you guys take very seriously, and it's kind of an art to get that steak just the way someone wants it, because
they have to learn it. I mean, there's no reason, and there's no point in asking a client or a guest how they want the steak if you're not going to cook it as they wish.
There you go.
Sometimes their idea of medium rare is different to us, so anytime it's undercooked or overcooked, we're happy to rectify that.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about as far as what's going on at the Bonfire?
The holidays are coming, so if you would like Christmas parties, start thinking about them now. We'd like to book you in. Weekends get filled up pretty quick on some of those Christmas parties. Look for some new goodies in the display case for bakeries now that the holidays are upon us. Pecan pies, pumpkin pies, things like that are traditional. And as I'll be going on a trip in about 3 months, so when I come back, we're going to be starting doing some features, and I want to start doing some classes, GoProing some classes in the kitchen, so the people that want to go on Facebook, they can see how I make certain cakes, how I make certain pastries.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like a class in itself, like I'm teaching the kids now the pastries, how they would be taught in a culinary class, which is the different batters, the laminated doughs, which produce croissants and danishes and puff pastry, pâte choux, which you make your eclairs with. These are all the doughs and batters that you learn in culinary school. So it's fun, the kids that want to learn. It's a different facet of the kitchen. You're not under the pressure of orders or what they call a la carte. This is more production in what I would say maybe a little bit more calm, cooler, sterile environment when you work in pastry work.
What is there an area of the chef business that you prefer? I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, I guess, but maybe that you enjoy a little bit more than another aspect. Would it be baking? Or?
Yeah, well, I enjoy baking. I like the artistic part of it. And hot garnet, which is your hot cuisine, not in what we do at the Bonfire, but what I've done in other places. You can get extremely artistic. It doesn't work for cowboys when they see a pretty plate, but, they want substance, they want protein, they're hardworking people. But there's garde manger is what I did for many years. And garde manger in the aspect of cuisine is the decorative arts, and on cruise ships, the ice carvings, the big foie gras, bantés, galantines. When you work with the cold foods, you can really go off and do amazing decorative arts. When I was on NCL cruise lines many, many, many years ago, they hired me, which is very rare for them to hire Americans, they told me, out of the Port of Miami, because the lifestyle... You think it's glamorous, ports of call. Well, the truth of the matter is you're feeding 1,300 people 5 times a day. You might have 20 minutes at port of call. But there, we had an entire Balinesian, Tahitian crew, mostly South Pacific. These guys are amazing when it comes to carving vegetables, gorilla faces out of watermelons. I mean, they're amazing. And, that's what I've always preferred. I'm very artistic inclined and work with my hands a lot. So it's neat, those things. Some of the 5-star hotels are still doing those fancy buffets that was very popular in the 70s, 60s, and 80s on high-end cuisine. But the vast majority have switched. And the garde manger is always needed And it's one of the hardest positions there is to fill in a high-end kitchen because they have to be very artistically inclined. And not a lot of chefs, like I say, with hot garnet can put together nice dishes, but it goes to a different level when you're working with cold food as far as the artistry involved.
You've had a lot of amazing experiences. I just love when you kind of talk about some of the different things you've done. But one thing that has always impressed me is you know how important it is to understand the client base of where you're currently working, and I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, you close the doors. Too many young chefs, that's the problem. You know, they're in love with the profession, and they're in love with food, but they don't understand, A, the demographics they're serving, and B, that food is what you are selling. So it has to please the crowd, you know. Here, people are hardworking. They're outdoors. These guys come in. They'll trade pretty for substance and prepared correctly. And that's what you sell, you know. It was nice, and it's every now and then it's nice when somebody wants something special. I used to do the chef's dinners many, many, many years ago when I was here. And, you know, it was nice because the cooks got to see things. They would order Peking duck, so I would have to show them how to do Peking ducks, whatever dish, a lot of the French dishes. And that way they also learned some of the derivatives of the 5 mother sauces in the Western cuisine. So things that we can't traditionally do here. Some people would love it, but the vast majority wouldn't identify with it.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to teach the cooks that.
Yeah. You were talking about the holidays coming up on us and getting parties. I'm sure that the sooner you can set a date and get contacted with you guys, the better, right?
Right. You know, the staffing situation is hard all over town, and we've been doing, I think, a great job with what we have, but it'd be hard to take on 2 large parties on the same weekend. So, you know, if it's something you are thinking of, I'm not saying it's impossible. They'd have to be spaced out time-wise. But if it's something you're thinking of, the sooner the better.
As far as the size of parties, Afif, you can...
we could do 30, 40.
Okay.
That wouldn't be a problem. You know, they'd have to talk to me. The menu would be limited unless they have something special. I would roast a prime rib for that party, a party of that size, if that's what they would like. I know New Year's, I'd like to put together a little menu with a few different things. Maybe I'll have duck on it, you know, duck à l'orange or something like that. I've always done something like a little special for New Year's on the higher-end dishes for those who want to go out and splurge and have something different.
Yeah, there you go. Any other things that you wanted to talk about? I mean, whether something happening on the menu or specials or anything like that you want to address?
On the menu, well, I think people have realized they've put some of the things on that were on before that I had taken out when I originally changed the menu because these are things they wanted. I'm always open for suggestions, you know, because it's a touchy thing as far as changing menus because some people you might be taking away their favorite thing from the past and something to look forward to. Like I said, on the beginning of next year, we will start doing some features at night. It's a routine where you teach the cooks the menu, you teach the techniques, you make sure that doesn't happen in a week, that doesn't happen in 2 weeks. It's a training process. Once you feel confident and the sous chefs feel confident, then we move on to new things. When you overload a kitchen that's learning how to cook, it causes a lot of stress and a lot of mistakes. It's no different than any other industry. The only difference is it's very hot, it happens very quick, and there's a lot of pressure at times. There's no question.
Yeah. Hours that you serve at Bonfire?
The hours are staying the same. Well, Monday through Thursday, we're open till 9. Saturday and Sunday, we'll be open till 10.
All right.
So the hours stay the same. They'll stay the same, I believe, through the winter. And, I'm pretty sure they'll stay the same through the winter.
All right. Sounds good. Always enjoy visiting with you. Thanks for coming
Likewise.
in.
Take
All right.
care.
The Bonfire, our guest on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Dream
Street, 18th Avenue. I'm here with Judy. Good morning.
Good morning.
We were talking before Brent sent us our direction about this poster that you've got on the wall. This is a movie poster starring you.
Right.
It says starring Judy Wenquist, House on 18th Street, and it looks like a movie poster for a horror movie, really. And then you've kind of got it decorated up here like you would see maybe down at the Fox Theater here locally.
Absolutely. But it's just advertising my open house on 18th Street.
All right. And let's talk about the times that folks can come and see what we're about to talk about this morning. First day would be tomorrow, right?
Right, tomorrow, and we're open from 6:30 until 9. I realize it's going to be kind of a cold, wet night, but we're going to, instead of opening the front door, we're going to have people walk around back. We'll have lights. Come in the back door. That way we can keep it warmer in here, so it'll be comfortable. Wear a coat just in case, though.
There you go. That's always a good idea. And you've got a couple of heaters going in here. It's really a comfortable temperature in here.
Yeah, it's not bad. And I've got the door open to the house. We'll probably run our furnace a little higher for an evening, but it'll be fine just so people are comfortable. So.
Okay, so tomorrow evening, and then of course people can stop by as long as you're handing out candy on Halloween night as well,
yes,
and poke their head in.
They sure can. Everybody that comes on Halloween gets to come through also, and we usually I have a little sheet, that kind of a scavenger hunt. The kids really like that, and they have to look and try and find a few items. And
now that's fun.
Yeah, they really like that. And I made a new one this year, so they have to look for all new things.
Okay, well, if you folks have not been before, we're in Judy's garage, and from floor to ceiling, literally, is what we're looking at. All kinds of Halloween decorations, and it all just kind of centers around, is figurines the right word?
Well, it's Halloween, kind of a little village. It's Department 56 houses, and we set them all up, and they have lights and sound and lots of flashing. And the little kids love it. When you get down on your knees and look up at it, all you see are all these bright lights and sounds, and it's fun. Just a fun time.
It truly is an entire village.
Right.
I mean, there's a church, there's a Ferris wheel. What's up on top of the mountain over there?
Well, that's a castle Greystone, I believe is the name. We also have a radio station. We have a rest home, Grimsley Manor and Grimsley Rest Home.
Wow.
Then we have a little farm area, and there's a downtown area, carnival. It's just kind of a railroad. You can probably hear the railroad.
And before we went on the air, we talked about how things have kind of moved and progressed for you over the years. You used to put these up against the wall, but now you have an option. You can walk around them, because these figurines truly are something that needs to be viewed in 360 degree. You can see the back of them because the detail is on all sides.
Yes, and we made it so I had some of the ladies come from the nursing home, and they were in walkers, and they were able to walk all around it, so there's plenty of room for anybody to walk around and look at it and see all sides. And there's something new every time you move.
Yeah, it's amazing. All of these figurines have the little details in them, from a couple of pumpkins that are lit up to jack-o'-lanterns to an entire Ferris wheel spinning. And I just noticed this one over here. This is a guy in a canoe going in a circle, and is that a crocodile chasing him?
That's a crocodile.
And then it's got like fog coming out of the bottom.
Right, it's like a swamp. It's supposed to be the creepy swamp, and there's lights and fog coming around him. And so.
Wow, very cool. Well, talk about just kind of how this all comes together each year. You start putting this up in the beginning of the month, right? You have a designated weekend.
Yeah, my family, my daughter comes from Omaha, and my kids that live here in town, and we all get together and have a family weekend, and the main thing is to put everything up, and we can usually do it in about a day and a half. We just work together and do it different every year.
Great.
But it's our family get-together that's the most important part of it.
Yeah, and we talked before we went on the air. it kind of comes together and you've got a system, but sometimes it's about discovering new ways to put something together each year, and it kind of takes a life of its own each year, doesn't it?
It does. We just kind of start putting things out, and if we don't like it, we rearrange it, and we just keep moving until it's all done. Then we have to plug them all in.
Well, let's talk about maybe a couple of new additions that maybe people haven't seen before. What do you want to point out to us this morning?
I always get a new one. The kids give me one every year. I quit buying them, but the kids every year get me one, and this year they got me the post office, the spooky post office, and that kind of means something because my dad was a mail carrier here in Broken Bow, so now we have a post office added to our town. So
great, and it looks like is this it's right next to the theater,
the Lugosi Theater, and we've got all kinds of just the little town with all the little figurines that are trick-or-treating through the town. And
great.
So.
Awesome. And then let's talk about what's going on the walls as well. You decorate the walls and kind of have lighting up there on the sides as well.
Yeah, I just, through the years, I've just kind of collected a lot of Halloween items. I've got some little area that's got some witchy stuff and some zombies, and I like corn candy, so I've kind of collected corn candy. So I've got those things around, and the little some more figurines hang on a tree, and just fun stuff that all the kids like to look at.
Well, and there's even a pumpkin over here that has a face on it that's moving and talking, right?
Yes, yeah, it's kind of cool. It looks like it's projected onto the front of the pumpkin, and it'll sing and talk, and I've got a broom over here that is very noisy. The kids all like that. If you touch it, it cackles and runs around. I've got clowns. I've got a haunted suitcase. They all run and want to push the button to move the suitcase.
Well, there's a lot of fun for everybody of all ages, and I know we talked before we came on. You've got little kids that look up at this from the ground, and you've got adults that look down at it, but the overlying story here is that this is something enjoyable for everybody, and it's not scary. It's an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, it's not scary at all, and anybody can come, from little tiny kids to people my age.
Well, and we're on 18th Avenue.
Right.
And best way for people to find you?
Just turn off of Memorial Drive and go south, and I'm the fourth house on the west side.
Okay.
So
good way to know.
And we'll have all kinds of lights going. It'll probably be reflected by snow, but we'll have lights around, and so they'll know where we're at, and they can just follow the lights and the signs around to the back door, and we'll be in here having fun.
Okay. Well, I know if you walk up to the garage door of the incorrect house, you're probably not going to hear all of the noises and sounds on the other side of the door. When I walked up here this morning, I immediately heard all the cackling and noises on the other side of your door.
Yeah, so that'll be the first clue that you're in the right spot.
Okay, so let's run down the times that people can stop by again. All kind of starts tomorrow, right?
Right, tomorrow night, Saturday night from 6:30 till 9. And we'll be out here, and hopefully you can wear a winter coat and come up the driveway and come on in. We'll try and keep it warm in here. We'll have heaters going. And
another fun reason to put on your costume, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of little kids wear their costume, and we are all in costume.
Great.
All of my kids, my sister's coming from Lincoln. My kids are coming from Omaha, so we'll all be here having a party, so come and join.
All right, that's great. And then, of course, on Halloween night, just like anybody else, it's kind of the one thing that hasn't changed in this world is that on Halloween night, the porch light is kind of the indicator of when you're handing out candy and when you're ready to welcome in Halloween visitors.
Right, and I welcome all. They all get to come, and if they want to take a few minutes and look around before they run to the next house, they're sure welcome.
Okay. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to make mention to everybody?
Oh, I don't think so, but like I said, put on a winter coat and come.
Well, this is truly remarkable. One of my first questions I asked when we got here, Brent, was is each of these different houses on its own power cord? And you answered yes.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Wow. So you kind of look at this and then you kind of start thinking about the bones of it underneath. There's just got to be cords everywhere.
There are. We have a lot of strips. They're all plugged in. But one thing about it, if I'm not out here, it's off.
Yeah, it's not running 24/7,
no,
is it?
No.
Well, folks, come out 18th Avenue, turn off of Memorial Drive, 4th house on the west side. And come on up tomorrow night or on Halloween night, wear your costume, wear your coat, come in, check it out. It's awesome, floor-to-ceiling Halloween fun. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for coming.
All right, we'll send it back to the studio and Brent.
All right, Jeremy, Judy, thank you very much. Wow, what a great place during the Halloween season here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. We'll encourage you to check it out here in 2023. We'll take a time out. We'll be back with more of The Breakfast Show right after this.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way of life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Have you ever asked a farmer if they talk to their fields?
Promise me you'll grow nice and tall. You got that? No, you were corn in 2013, not 2014. Hope you were thirsty. You think Cheryl's still mad at me?
After all that talking, sometimes it's time to listen. Your field has a voice, and John Deere Operations Center helps you hear it. Unlock every acre's full potential by using both agronomic and economic data. Visit johndeere.com/operations center and unlock your operation.
They run errands and equipment. They bring parts and dinner. They drive the combine and the kids to school. They feed livestock. They fix skinned knees, broken fences. They do the books and lead the 4-H group. They simply make everything better. John Deere celebrates the strength and resilience of the women that make farms run. They make all the difference.
9:36 on this Friday morning. Some things to mention before we go for the show today. The Country Store is getting ready for the holiday season, and they want you to know that they'll be open for the season beginning Monday, October 30th, and will be open through December 23rd. Their hours will be Monday through Saturday during that time period from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're located on the north side of the square next to Bruning Bank. They'll have baked goods for sale on Thursdays and Fridays. You'll find seasonal decor, dishcloths, baby blankets, towels, pottery, woodworking items, birdhouses, and wooden toys. So stop in and browse at all the unique ideas for gifts or for yourself. The Country Store, open for the season beginning Monday, October 30th, and will be open through December 23rd. Again, their hours will be Monday through Saturday from 10 until 5. All right, we'll close with some job opportunities that are being posted right now on sandhillsexpress.com. We'll start with this one. The Nebraska Department of Transportation has an exceptional opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Broken Bow and Oconto. At Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training, career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package. To apply, you need to go to this website, statejobs.nebraska.gov. An online application must be completed. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer. Also, the Custer County Farm Service Agency is hiring. They are accepting applications now for a program technician. The program technician carries out office activities to provide technical assistance and program support so farmers and ranchers can understand and access FSA program benefits. Basic requirements include general office clerical work, record keeping, computer ability, organizational skills, and good public relations skills. Position also offers health insurance, 401k, paid holidays, vacation, and sick leave. Here's how you apply. Go to this website, usajobs.gov. That's usajobs altogether, .gov. Now, while you're there, make sure you include FSA in the keywords field and then type in Broken Bow, Nebraska in the location field to find the position announcement. You then complete the online application. Deadline to apply is November 6, 2023. If you'd like more information, you can call 308-872-6877. And finally, Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership is looking for an individual to work as a WIC IMMS nurse in Loup City. Now, this is a part-time position, flexible 20-hour work week with a starting wage of anywhere from $19 to $22 per hour for an LPN or $23 to $25 per hour for an RN or RD. Benefits would include generous leave accrual, PTO, employee assistance program, flexible working schedule, and employer-matched retirement up to 3%. Now, for this position, you must have an active RN, LPN, or RD license. Previous nursing experience required. Travel and provide, as far as what the position would include, you would be traveling and providing assistance to clients at WIC clinics, also administering vaccinations to participants in the immunization program. If you'd like an application or would like more information, you can contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 105, or you can go to their website and apply. The website is centralnebraskacap.com. All right, that's going to pretty much wrap up the breakfast show here this morning. We appreciate you tuning in for the Friday edition. Don't forget, we've got high school football coverage for you coming up later today in the state playoffs on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. We'll have South Loup taking on Lawrence Nelson, kickoff at 5 on KCNI Radio 96.3 FM and KCNI1280.com. We'll have Broken Bow hosting Douglas County West at Mark Russell Field. A lot of other area teams competing today as well. Some of them have long trips ahead of them, so guys, travel safe. Fans, travel safe. Enjoy the day, and we will wish all of our area football teams the best as they play in the playoffs today. All right, that's going to wrap it up for a Friday edition of the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Want to say thanks to all of you for listening. Enjoy a great weekend. Stay safe. Don't know what the weather is going to hold, especially tomorrow. So be careful out there, and we will come back and visit with you again on Monday.